If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker.
Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark. Even got that homebrew flowing.
In this bulletin, man cheats death in afternoon accident at Vatuanga. The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority to investigate abuse of tariff. And eager beavers, thousands of students start the new school year today. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. A freak accident caused a traffic jam along Karsanji Street in Vatuanga, Suva this afternoon. This container truck was parked at a factory and rolled down the driveway to hit a parked car. The impact caused the private vehicle to topple over as the truck came to rest on top of it. The person in the parked car is believed to have suffered minor injuries and was taken to the hospital. The road has since been cleared. Investigation of the accident continues. The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority will investigate reports of retailers abusing the changes in customs tariffs when the national budget is announced. In the past, retailers have bumped up prices as soon as the budget was announced by the Minister for Finance. Ritika Pratap reports.
For the first time, the Customs Tariff Act includes a hefty penalty for any retailer or trader who breaches the Act.
We have no teeth before. There is a monitoring team through the chairmanship of the Ministry of Finance. But for the first time, the government has assisted us in bringing this tool to discourage any unnecessary increase in prices in the future, whereby 10,000 penalty will be imposed on those that attempted to increase the price on their old stock.
Under the Act, only products which are bought or imported after the budget announcement are subject to new tariffs. Chitoko Tikolevu admits there have been problems in the past. Retailers have increased prices overnight, even though the product didn't attract additional duty or other forms of tax.
In most cases where the duty rate has been increased for that particular commodity, but the commodity has been on the shelf or in the stock warehouse for 2-3 months. The penalty is there if they increase, because the new rate should only reflect the new goods that are being imported or landed in Fiji after the budget announcement, right? Particularly those that are ordered. But for those that are already in the sales, should still reflect the old duty rate.
There are a handful of traders who are involved, and on the request of the government 2 years ago, FERCA and Finance Ministry held discussions with retailers.
Continue to receive complaints from Consumer Council of Fiji and other individuals stating that the prices has always been increased immediately after the budget announcement. So I think by and large there is a good number of taxpayers, they comply with this requirement. But for those that are not continue to do that, beware, there's a 10,000 penalty.
Amendments have been made to Section 17 of the Customs Tariff Act to stop the illegal hiking of prices. Traders who are caught can be fined up to $10,000. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Cabinet has approved the removal of scaling of marks for the Fiji Year 12 and Year 13 certificate examinations effective from this year. The decision was based on a submission by the Minister for Education, Dr. Mahendra Reddy. Work from years 1 to 13 will be revised following the removal of scaling from external examination. Dr. Reddy says Year 10 national examination will be reintroduced and externally prepared final examinations for each subject for years 6 to 9 and Year 11 introduced. Thousands of students have started the new school year today after almost 8 weeks of holidays. While many were glad to return to school, others, mainly first-timers, found it an intimidating experience. Sakyus Naivor reports.
The morning downpour didn't dampen the spirits of these students as they caught up with their schoolmates at the Suva bus stand on the first day of school. Many looked forward to seeing their friends and moving into a higher grade. For others, especially those who are starting year 1, it was a day of mixed emotions.
Hello, my name is Janvi and I like to come in this school. I have new friends to meet them. My name is Krish Jogia. I'm in primary school. I love that I'm back to school. I love my friends. My name is Chris and I'm in class 2B and I love my friends. My friend's name is Krishe and Lola.
Some parents like Rachel Imbulekata accompanied their children to school.
My name is Rachel Imbulekata and this is the first time for me to bring my child to school. My child's name is Grace. It was hard to go back home because my daughter cried for me.
It's a great moment to see them. They're going up very fast, going to school, going far away from home to get a better education.
Many students and their families will no doubt be talking about today's experiences for a very long time. The first school term ends on the 24th of April. Sakyusa Neibua, FBC News.
As the new school year got underway today, 200 underprivileged children from around the country were given stationery packs from the Ministry of Children and Women. Eleanor Trangaiviu reports.
Langapila Vusanga could not contain her joy after receiving a stationery pack worth about $70 for her son.
I don't know where to get my son's school books. He's just in class 3. I support him alone. I don't work and it's been a real struggle for us. This assistance is a blessing for us.
Fulanyata Gurevalo of Wenimbuka Intelevu, the assistance couldn't have come at a better time.
I came to receive the packs for 2 children who have been staying with us for a while now. We are sending them to school and I'm grateful, really grateful for this help from the government.
The pack, which has a bag, exercise books, a pencil case, pens and other stationery, were donated by Janti Kanvan Limited in Vatuanga, Suva.
A giving heart such as this goes a long way to comfort these needy children and in fact contributes very powerfully to their rights to education, as without the means to do it, there will still be inner struggles in many families. Fully equipping our children for school will impact on cognitive development and overall school performance.
And to the children receiving the free assistance today, this timely advice from the Minister.
As the Minister responsible for children, I encourage all children who will be receiving this timely gift outside to study hard and to earn their destiny that truly belongs to them. I believe there is no compromise for hard work and discipline.
The stationery packs were valued at $14,000. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
In the news ahead, Fiji Muslim League reveals multi-million-dollar project for Nambour Suva.
घर संसार में आपका स्वागत है। आपका अपना छोटा सा स्वर, जहां प्यार भरे रिश्ते पलते हैं, जहां हेल्थी रहने की सलाह दी जाती है, जहां हम आपको और भी सुंदर बनाते हैं और जहां स्वाद की सौगात भी है। नमस्कार, मैं हूं पल्लवी। सोमवार से शुक्रवार 9 से 12 तक रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर घर संसार में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ। ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना।
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Fijian Teachers Association confirms its General Secretary Micah Namundu has been suspended pending an investigation into allegations of improper conduct. FTA President Ngauna Halofaki says the association is now considering further disciplinary action, with Namundu writing to a political party and an international union affiliated to the FTA, articulating his dissatisfaction despite the ongoing investigation. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
The president of the Fijian Teachers Association, Ngauna Halofaki, has confirmed that their General Secretary, Micah Namundu, has been suspended.
Well, actually, I cannot disclose the allegations here, as we thought everything should be done in-house. It was done in good faith. The allegations just came within one of the executives about him, and it came through the full executive committee. After hearing all sides and reading all the allegations, they have decided to give him a 1 month leave with pay so that internal investigation can be carried on.
While Halafaki is mum on the details of the allegations, he did reveal that the suspension was only enacted after Namundu failed to respond in writing when the allegations were first brought up. The president says they are now considering further disciplinary action against Namundu, who has publicly denied the allegations and has since written to a political party and an international affiliated union expressing his dissatisfaction.
We'll call the same executive committee again at the end of this week for them to know what's transpired and also make another decision on so many. There's also many messages going out there belittling our FTA and the executives who are now internal.
When contacted, Namundu told FBC News that he had no comments on the matter. Namundu has been with the FTA for more than 2 decades and has been the General Secretary now for 17 years. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Minister for Local Government Praveen Kumar Bala's case at the Lautoka Magistrates Court has been adjourned to June 12th. He is charged with causing death by dangerous driving. It is alleged Kumar's vehicle hit 48-year-old father of 3 Puna Chand at Tendamu near Lautoka in November 2013. Bala appeared in court this morning and was expected to lodge a plea. However, the case was moved to a later date following a request for submissions of disclosures from his lawyer. Magistrates Salakumbo Raramasi has fixed the date of June 12th to allow time for state lawyers to get post-mortem details. Kumar's bail has been extended. The free medicine scheme initiated by the government is now being rolled out. So far, only 72 people have registered and are receiving the free medicine. Watisoni Raikandroka has more.
Registration for the scheme started on December 24th, 2014 and was to have been rolled out at the beginning of this month. A few issues with some pharmacies caused a delay in implementing the scheme. However, registration continues.
The registration process is going. We're encouraging anybody that knows that they are eligible for that assistance to go to any of our health centers or hospitals and become enrolled.
The ministry is now working with 47 private sector pharmacies for the program to be embedded into the system.
We are, as much as possible, trying to put in our health information software into their computers where necessary. We're giving them assistance on internet, on computer facilities. There's a big need to train people in how to use these processes. If, of course, that takes time, there's still a manual system that's in place.
The Free Medicine Initiative is being monitored by a task force from the Health Ministry. The Free Medicine Initiative is access to households earning less than $20,000 per year. The Ministry of Health is urging the public to come forth and register for this scheme. Watisoni Rikanroka, FBC News.
A commercial and residential development worth about $30 million is expected to start in Nambour Suva by mid this year. The project belongs to the Fiji Muslim League and it will be constructed at the league's estate. Akusita Tale has the details.
Part of this land has been earmarked for major development. There are plans for 36 shops for convenience shopping, 48 apartment units, a convention center, offices, halal restaurants and a prayer hall. The property comprises of 55 acres of freehold land and currently accommodates Suva Muslim College, Suva Muslim Primary School and the Islamic Institute of the South Pacific Boys and Girls Hostels.
Encompasses an area starting from Mead Road off to the Kings Road. And it's a substantial piece of property because it's freehold and it has perhaps the largest profile in terms of where it's positioned.
The section earmarked for development also accommodates the squatter settlement. Khan says the Fiji Muslim League has made it clear that squatters will be moved or relocated once the project begins.
Indication from the government over the years has been that they will come to our assistance in relocating if we have a major project on hand, and that's what we're doing now. It was, cart before the horse. It couldn't be possible, so we have a project, we have the money.
The multi-million-dollar project will be undertaken with the assistance of the Islamic Development Bank in Saudi Arabia with a capital injection of US $14 million.
It's not designed only for Muslims, it's designed for the general public at large, obviously in terms of the cleanliness, safety and security of whatever products that are being sold there. Same thing with as far as the tenancy of shops and apartment goes. It's open to anybody for usage. Obviously, there'll be some rules of operation.
The return is expected to be reinvested in community projects in Fiji and neighboring South Pacific Island countries, including education and housing. The project is expected to generate income, promote economic growth, and create employment for about 300 people. Ako si Tatale, FBC News.
We turn to sports now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Fiji Pearls made to work hard in series opener, and Fiji's 7th side brings smiles to the children's ward at CWM Hospital today. These stories and more after the break.
Great words there from Lucky Dube and Baban. I hope you enjoyed that number. Different colors just for you on Gold FM. Only the classic hits. Louise with you on the Center Show. Well, thank you so much for the sweet company. This is Alana Miles, one of my favorites, and Black Velvet for you. Hi there. Join me on the Center Show every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the best sounds on Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. The Fiji Pearls were beaten 81-28 last night by New Zealand in the first match of the Oceania Tri-Series underway in Suva. The Pearls were made to work hard with shooters Taraima Mitchell and Maria Lutua feeding off the scraps of possession to sink in some goals. Fiji had a good first half, but the last 2 quarters saw the home team blown away by a superior Silver Ferns. The Kiwis raced an early lead, 18-8 at the end of the first quarter, extending it to 36-19 at half-time. The Silver Ferns entered the last quarter with a 58-23 lead before running away with the match.
I would say that I'm proud and honored and very proud of the girls for stepping up into the game given the time period that we had. I'm glad and so happy for them, and also thank you for the family support. I think that kind of gave us the motivation to keep steady and play right to the end.
What did you think of the competition tonight, playing against the Silver Ferns?
I would say it's a big difference, and it's a vast learning curve for all for us especially, and it's a building foundation for preparing towards the World Cup.
Yeah, I thought it was quite an entertaining game for both sides. Fiji have a lot to offer, and it's great for us to come here and to see the netball here in Fiji grow, and we've loved the hospitality here. It's you Fijians are extremely welcoming, so hopefully we get to come here again.
Fiji's next game in the series is against Samoa at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. The Vodafone Fiji 7 squad enters its final stretch of preparation for the Wellington tournament. However, before starting its week-long camp at Pacific Harbour, the side this morning visited the children's ward at CWM Hospital. Rohit there with the details.
The Fiji Sevens team had an emotional visit to the CWM children's ward to show the young patients that they will be in the players' mind when the boys take the field at Wellington next month. The head of the team says they were glad to put smiles on the patients' faces.
I've been to hospital visits before, and I know that these boys make a difference to putting smiles on kids' faces here, and some of them are going through some really tough times, so are their families. So I think from our point of view, it's good to come here and for the national team to try to help put some smiles on the faces.
The national coach says the visit was also another way of saying thank you to the very hard-working staff of the hospital.
From our side, I think it's just part of showing how grateful we are for the people that work in hospitals and the amazing work they do. Against the odds sometimes, a bit like our team, they don't have the resources that they would like, or the facilities, and I'm sure don't get paid the salaries that they deserve. But they're doing life-saving work every day, and I think just the chance to come down and say thank you was important.
The team headed straight into camp after the visit, with tough competition expected for places in the final 12-member team to Wellington and Las Vegas.
We got a big week this week. I'll speak to the boys later and tell them that Their places are under threat. There's so much competition, so I expect a really hard week where they give it their all. And I'll cut the squad down to 16 on Friday, and then those 16 will come into, including the 2 overseas boys, will come into camp next week, where I'll cut it down again for the team that will get selected.
A joyous day for these patients and a visit which will not be easily forgotten by the players. All in all, in the back of their minds, the players know how important it is to deliver the goods required in the next 2 legs. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Ratu Navolo College has secured a 5-year contract with French top 14 rugby club Brive. College President Sekobe Tulekamba says this is great news for them and the deal will help secure their players' futures.
I'm worried. A pathway from 18, 19 to the 20 to the senior team. And Nandronga is poaching a lot of players from Nadi. A good example is Samson Viriviri, it's a product of Ratu Navolo and Nandi College. We need to see that these players come through the system and get their livelihood at the end of the season.
The academy, which will be opened next month, will see students exposed to elite training programs as well as learn the French language and culture. Presidents from all clubs affiliated under Nadi Rugby Union have called for a meeting tonight to elect an interim president for the provincial side. This after the deferment of the annual general meeting last weekend and problems with unaudited financial reports. Josephine Navula has the details.
After the deferment of the much-anticipated Nadi Rugby Union AGM, now the presidents of the various rugby clubs have made their stand to elect an interim leader. Nadi Rugby Union Secretary Donu Rokotakala says the executive members are doing the best they can to get the financial auditor reports done before the rugby season starts.
It's quite a while that Nadi Rugby Union has not been giving audited report in its AGM. And I believe it's more than 10 years now, and we are trying our best to do that. That is how we will move Nadi forward. This transparency and accountability has to be in the office. And we believe if the people of Nadi are patient, let us present and let the system be the culture of Nadi Rugby in future.
When asked about the deferment, Rokotakala says he was not aware of the person who authorized the annual general meeting on the particular date since the audited report was not finalized.
The meeting has to come from the executive, and I'm not really sure who had given that date. And it was planned to be on the 17th, but it has to be given by a notice of a meeting has to come from the executive office.
There hasn't been an official date set for the AGM since the deferment.
The AGM can only take place unless we have the financial audited report ready. And that time is not really, I don't have a time frame right now.
Despite the financial report not yet been finalized, the meeting will take place at Nailangi, which is the home of the Tuinawaka, where all the presidents of the various rugby clubs and life members of the Nadi Rugby Union will be present this evening. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji Under-17 football side has broken its winless run at the OFC Championships in Samoa. The Kamal Swami coach side beat Minnows, the Cook Islands, 5-0. Simeli Mbatiratu scored a hat-trick in the match, while there were also goals from Shelit Reddy and Francis Dhatarongo. However, the win has come a little too late as the Fijian juniors are already out of contention for a place in the semi-finals.
Yeah, of course, yes, we could see a lot of possession, and I think they build up play from the back. That's why we could create chances and scored good goals.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the goals, it's just players and the decisions that they're making at times during the game, and it's obviously the wrong decision. I mean, the commitment from the boys, from some of the boys weren't there.
Fiji's last match is against Samoa, 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. The first quarter-mile drag race of the year will take place at Pacific Harbour on Sunday. The Kofina Coffee-sponsored race was postponed in December due to bad weather and has been rescheduled for this weekend. Officials say the terms and conditions which were promised for last month's race remain the same.
Terms and condition remains the same as we did in the last event. It's going to be free entry for all the spectators. It will be free entry for people who are taking part in racing. Or if you remember last year, you just come, fill out a form and start to race. There's going to be no cost involved running this time.
The race starts at 10 a.m. at the Nanuku airstrip in Pacific Harbour on Sunday. That was your sports for tonight. Good evening.
A once-a-week direct flight between Suva and Core Island will begin from the 4th of next month. Domestic carrier Fiji Link will use its 19-seater twin otter plane on that route. The flight time to Core from Suva is 35 minutes. Fiji Airways Managing Director and CEO Stefan Pickler says the government has encouraged this service by providing a subsidy. He says the new service will benefit the people of Koro to get to Suva and those in the capital to travel to their home island. Mainly fine weather prevailed over most parts of the country today. A trough of low pressure lies slow moving towards the Solomon Islands and extends southeastwards over to Tuvalu. Meanwhile, another trough of low pressure lies over New Caledonia and is gradually moving southeastwards. It was another hot day today with maximum temperatures hitting the 30s in all centres. Bar hit 33 degrees while Mombasa topped with 34. Expect some showers over eastern parts and the interior of the larger islands tomorrow. Elsewhere, expect afternoon or evening showers and isolated thunderstorms elsewhere. Thursday's outlook, some showers over eastern parts and the interior of the larger islands, afternoon or evening showers and isolated thunderstorms elsewhere. Recapping our main stories. The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority will investigate reports of retailers abusing the changes in custom tariffs when the national budget is announced. Minister for Local Government Praveen Kumar Balla's case, where he is charged with causing death by dangerous driving, has been adjourned to June 12th. And 200 underprivileged children from around the country, were given stationery packs from the Ministry of Children and Women. Now to our poll question for this week, we're asking, do you support the reintroduction of external exams? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's our news for today. Join me again tomorrow evening. Nimo the Mamba.
Isang na mo cuma na matagani ko ni rawon ni bibo maratagi ke misa po. Dia na isang bulu bidang na sero ko ni sana. Cuma kira na mo cuma. Tu na sile. Isang bula, oyo Mr. Ben. Kela pa. Na magkikira ni bibo mataka mo ni kira mo rumbu kamay na ono. Kena liwa. Na Bula FM. Na Bula FM.